Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Borders Dude, and I'm continuing on with TF Nation theme videos. I'm going to look at a figure that I got at the last TFN, which is also the first TFN when I was there at last. Anyway, it is this gentleman here, MakeToys Cupola, their take on Chrome Dome. So my very first impression is always when I pick up a MakeToys Cupola is just how heavy and how much of a quality feel that this figure has, and of course the price did reflect that and does reflect that particularly well. So when you pay, you're getting what you pay for, would be the best description of that, I suppose. First thing to take a look at, of course, is that lovely head sculpt. It invokes the G1 cartoon incredibly well. It's a headmaster, so it does come off and you do get the full 360 movement there as well. Articulation for these guys is spot on. The figure is on that weird sort of MakeToys ball joint where it's sort of like a half ball joint, I guess. That's one. I don't like that, but I'll get to those things that I don't like near the end of the video. You get your bends at the elbow. You don't really get a twist the waist. You can, but the wheels get in the way. The leg articulation, look at the back there, it's pure die cast, and of course has disgustingly good ratchets, and you get a wee tilt at the feet. And there's loads of other I'm sure articulation available for your articulating pleasure, but that's the main ones that stand out for me. The look of this guy, I think the best way to describe it is a cross between the G1 toy and the G1 cartoon, and I think that's where MakeToys have nailed this remaster line. So it fits in with your masterpiece shelf, but it's also quite unique and can stand on its own as a rather impressive display piece. When it comes to your first time transforming Cupola, just take your time with it because it's quite a puzzly transformation. It's never unfair, it is really well designed, but it's just going to take you a bit of time to get that sorted. My best advice for a first time transformation is to start with the legs first. Get them sorted out. It's fairly a straightforward part. Once that's done, the metal bar that goes down the middle of the figure, get that as flush and as flat as you can, and also his two die cast side panels on his shoulders. And if you get that sorted, you'll then be able to make sure that the arms fit in nicely. The top part of the arms fold down to make the seats of the cockpit in the car. Then you'll need to make sure that the arms themselves go through the holes in the legs. If you can get that, all those parts lined up nicely and everything tabbed in, the rest of it will follow quite smoothly. Like I say, it will take you a couple of attempts to get this, but once you've done it a few times, everything will be brilliant. And when he's transformed, you get this, an absolutely lovely looking futuristic car mode. These colours shouldn't work together, brown or beige, red and a creamy white, plus you know some of those fantastic 80s decals. It just shouldn't work, but it does. They've took the G1 toy and they've pumped it full of steroids to give you this absolute beast of a machine. People complain that it doesn't fit in scale with the G1 cars, but given the fact it might be a futuristic car, I think this fits in absolutely fine. So I mean, look at that! Wow, the detail that the screen is. The windows are see-through plastic, and it works just lovely. You can also add the guns on. There's two tabs here, or two ports for two tabs, whatever takes your fancy. Which again is a nice feature and echoes back to the original character toy design. And of course it rolls. Final thoughts on the figure. Now there's a couple of niggling issues that I will mention. The sort of foot panel here, or leg panel, whatever you'd like to class it as, these pop off quite often and they don't really sit when you're displaying them as well, which can be a bit of a pain. They're adjustable, but they're not the best, and they do continuously pop off when you're attempting the transformation in alt mode. What I'd maybe advise doing is just taking them off and then popping them back on, and then plugging them into the hand in the little groove there that you have to do, so everything fits nice and secure. The wheels are on this pin system, which is not the best because I got him at TFN and Thew was looking at him and the wheel popped off, and poor Thew, his face went white in a bit of panic. It was not the end of the world, we managed to push it back in, it was all fixed, it was great. So that's a bit of a shame. Now there is apparently a fix you can get from the MakeToys website that sorts them out, so I may look into that. I haven't done myself, but that's a bit of a downer for the figure. I sometimes feel the ratchets are maybe just a bit too powerful, and with that sort of die cast joint there that maybe work against each other, because sometimes it's really difficult to get this guy to pose well, or just to stand. Laugh me posing stuff, just to stand well. But overall, this guy is still a highlight, not only from buying at TFN, but just in my collection. He's a figure I do constantly keep coming back to and transforming back and forth. You may struggle with the transformation a couple of times, but it's not badly designed, it's never unfair. It's just a challenge to get those panels lined up perfectly. I still haven't done it half the time, but worth picking up if you're a Chrome Dome fan, because this fits the bill perfectly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's my look at MakeToys Cupola. Now, as you can see, it was a bit of a TFN story in there, because that's where I picked up the figure, and that little incident, shall we say, that poor Thew had when he was looking at the figure always gives me a little sort of warm nostalgic chuckle and smile on my face when I remember that. Might get another video out in time before TFN, I don't know. I'm hoping to do something, might just be a little quick video, but a video nonetheless. But until next time, as always, be excellent to each other.